the buzzer to come away with a victory. Walker. He on the floor. LaRavia, who's from this area, went to high school in Indiana. The lob, the jam. What a way to start the game. Throw it down, Jax.
Oh, give Jake LaRavia all the credit in the world on that one, boy. Quick steal and a quick...
Pacers have to be alert because that assist came from LeBron James. And he just, really winged that ball. And then LaRavia got his hands on another one.
Indiana, 4 straight turnovers to start, and James with the dunk. And this has started about as bad as you can imagine.
Here is Doncic trying to get around the defense. He's in the key. He wants help. He needs it. And LeBron! Oh, the quick dunk, the quick jam.
Boy, he just gets up shaking his head like, I'm never going to get a call, so let me just get up and get back on defense.
For 15 years, but you would have shot that one.
Yes.
Catch and shoot. Luka all the way to score. He gets knocked to the floor, but the Lakers have...
And there's Caitlin Clark in the building taking photos tonight.
Hey, you know what? I saw C.J. Miles, who played here, who is now a photographer as well. I mean, he's not quite Caitlin. Let me be clear. But it's just good to see former Pacers come back, Pacers or PS&E, if you will, employees come back and do some really different things.
LeBron just takes it up easily, lays it in, and 2 Pacers, little friendly fire. They both went to the floor. LeBron says, both of you, gotcha.
Oh, blocked that time as Huff thought he had free reign of the basket on that jump shot. Blocked by Jackson Hayes. LeBron, oh, count it! Count it! The left-handed dunk. Boy, there's a little anger and frustration in that one, too.
That's exactly what that was.
Oh.
I mean, he went to the hoop, and I mean, he got hit hard as Jackson Hayes starts it with the block. LeBron, there's one foul. Here's another one, and LeBron with the left finishes it off in fine fashion.
The DA out. Hopefully he will be ready again on Friday when Brooklyn's in town. Underneath, throw it down, Bronny. The crowd loves it.
Listen to this crowd. Nice baseline cut. And
the Pacers were determined to play the full 48, not let you guys out of here. But you end up getting what you wanted to get done on the trip for the most part. Just the one loss. How did you sustain it with more energy tonight?
That's great. We got one loss and everybody's talking bad, so just to come back and win, it was great.
Austin just came by to say hi.
I mean, the technical free throws, I appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. That was gentlemanly of him. What did you learn about your team, if anything, Luka, just on this long 6-game road trip?
I didn't learn anything. It was just we have good chemistry. We're fighting for each other. Didn't learn anything new. It was great from the start.
How about Jackson Hayes stepping in for DeAndre Ayton tonight, having a big game?
He was great, man. Every time he steps up, every time we need him. So he's been playing amazing basketball this year. So we appreciate him.
And it seemed like Jake LaRavia had about 15 deflections or something. And what did you see from him tonight?
He was good. He was good. Back home, he's from here, so probably had a lot of family here. So it was good for him. I'm happy for him.
All right, last one for you. How looking forward are you to just getting on the plane and getting back to Los Angeles?
It's 5 hours flight, so I'm looking back to go home for sure. But it's a long flight back home. But I can't wait.
All right, thanks, Luke.
5-1 on this big East Coast road trip. They've won 13 of 15 games, and tonight 4 players, guys, with 20 points or more. Jackson Hayes filling in for DeAndre Ayton. You mentioned Luka right there. Another big game for him. LeBron, AR, the whole crew. But most impressive to me, fellas, was the mature mindset that the Lakers had coming into this game at the end of a trip after a big run, and then you're coming off a loss. From the opening tip, the defense was the story. Hot offense early as well, but they scored 29 points off 18 turnovers. Big game. The Lakers got out and running, 22 in fast break as well.
Yeah, you said it, Gator. Realizing, this being the last game of the road trip, having already succeeded on the road with I think a 5-1 record, being the last game, they needed to come out with a strong start defensively, and they did that. You can tell that they were focused, even though they were missing three players. They realized they had to, have a mindset that they were going to get the job done, next man up. And I think those two men were Hayes, obviously, double-double. I thought Jake LaRavia provided a lot of punch and, energy with deflections and steals. And then, of course, you had your main guys, the trio, LeBron and Luka, doing what they're supposed to do. But it was a complete team effort tonight to get the win. A little sloppy toward the end. You kind of have that sometime when you have a lead. And Fish said it before, the three will get you back into it, and it did. But they were able to secure the win, and be a nice plane ride home, Geeter.
Yeah, just overall, that's a really good win. Like to finish a 2-week road trip, it's a tough game to play in mentally, even more so than physically. To finish this out the right way with the mindset that they showed. Some of the sloppiness you could also attribute to the three guys that were out. I mean, Marcus Smart leads the team in plus-minus. He impacts the game more than anybody on the team in terms of making sure that the group is doing what they need to do. He brings the defensive mindset and mentality that are needed most nights. And then, of course, DeAndre Ayton, Jackson Hayes played a great game, but that front court depth was lacking. And then you also have Rui out. And so some of that up and down performance will come when you have guys out. But you have to tip your cap to the guys 5-1 on this road trip. Regardless of the scores and how it happened, they'll take these results almost.
Sure, Jack, it's almost just emblematic of the long trip. Indy really played through the 48 minutes. What did you see from your guys? I guess not just tonight, but to get to 5-1 and to be able to get home in this fashion.
Yeah, really good trip for us. There's a couple games that you sort of look at, the Miami game and this game, where we get in at late in Miami and it's like that's probably the one of 3 or 4 teams that would be like the worst case scenario, just in terms of how fast they play and how they make you guard on every possession. And then to end the trip, it's sort of the same situation with how Indiana plays. They just play with so much pace, both in the full court and in the half court. It's like them, Charlotte, Miami, Chicago. Like these teams, they're relentless with their pace in the half court. And I thought our guys, for what we had talked about this morning and pregame, really did a lot of great things. The starting group really set the tone. Jake defensively to start that game, getting deflections and steals. LeBron out and running. Jackson out and running. Luka and AR just being relentless with their paint touches to get, we ended up with 70. We had 40 points in the paint in the first half. So a lot, just great carryover for our team. And, we talked about it at halftime. We talked about it last time we played these guys. You could have a big lead on them, and they're just going to keep playing that same style of basketball, and they're going to make you guard every single possession, and they're going to it's fast paced. And I thought the Bronny's jumper was big to kind of settle us, and then we went to the Horns 3 and with Luka, Austin, and Bron, and Austin gets the floater. Those were 2 big buckets there in the fourth.
JJ, you mentioned Jackson. I think his first double-double of the year in season highs in both points and rebounds. Just what did you see from him in terms of, and he always brings that energy, but on a night like this when everyone's a little bit tired, let's say, just how important was that energy from him? It
was great. I thought, again, it starts with running the floor for him. In particular, to start that third quarter, just created a bunch of scoring opportunities for us. These guys, they know how dynamic he is as a roller, and they're looking for him. And I thought he did a great job of getting to the spots with pace, and then at times playing through some contact as well. Just like a number of guys on our team, he ends up with 2 steals and 2 blocks. We had 15 steals as a team. I thought our activity was great, and I really, Jake ended up with 4, but he led that. He had a number of deflections as well.
JJ, did you notice that in the fourth quarter that LeBron and Bronny went into the game together? Did that register for you at all?
Well, yeah,
just that they were at the table together, and
yeah, we make the substitution matrix.
Okay, the when that first time that happened forever ago, there was so much attention to it and stuff, and kind of in the darkness, Bronny's just been kind of getting better. How much better is he today than when he started? And what does that say? I think I'm trying to remember what you called him, but like sort of like something about development, like that he's sort of like, the test case. He was going to be the test case for how you
Patient
guys
zero or something.
Something like that, yeah. To be able to rely on him tonight when you needed him.
He's gotten significantly better. I know our staff has a lot of confidence in him. Felt like this was a game we really needed him. It was a game that, his athleticism, his defense. He had two really, really good defensive possessions, individual defense in the first half. I think the biggest thing with him is he's got a lot of confidence right now, and I know he didn't make his his three tonight, but he's got a lot of confidence in his shot right now. He's having a fantastic season with South Bay. He's been arguably the best player for like the last 3 or 4 weeks in our Stay Ready games every single time. He's got a bounce to his step right now, and I think that just comes from developing that confidence. And Zach has done such a good job with all our guys every time they've been down there. They've gone down there with a specific purpose and plan. That myself and Coach Ty and Zach have coordinated, and they've all allowed themselves to be coached by Zach. And Bronny's, we saw it last year, and we're seeing it again this year. Just his growth as a player. And
you guys are now 7-1 since you guys kind of talked to LeBron about roles and different things like that. I guess it's been a couple weeks. What have you just made of his sort of like embracing of what you've asked him to do?
Yeah, I used the word patience the other night, and I think that's the biggest thing is just having patience with the flow of the game, having patience with me, having patience with his shots. But we saw the other night when he was 0 for 4, 0 for 5 in the first half. He still had 5 or 6 assists. He ends up with 9 assists tonight. He gets out in transition. We gave him just a clear sort of, and a lot of it was collaborative. A lot of it was the conversation that him and I had a couple weeks ago about what his role could look like that would impact winning at a really high level. And we gave him 4 things, and he's executed all 4 of those things really well.
Kind of looking forward, you mentioned after the Detroit game just how important health is for you guys. I looked it up. I'm forgetting that right now, but the record when you have your 9-man rotation. How will you, try to balance that down this final 8 games versus, trying to continue the continuity and keeping guys, in the lineup together in chemistry and whatnot?
Yeah, we're gonna go for it. So we're gonna try to win games, and we're gonna be smart about it. It's Dave and I always joke with Dave every time he asks me about that, but I don't know. I didn't know Adu was going to be out after the Detroit game. I didn't know DA was going to be out until he texted me this morning, 10 minutes before our meeting, that he was struggling with his, his back had tightened up. So we just managed the day.
Very heavy minutes load for you. You got 17 bags of ice on right now, but you get to 5-1. Can you kind of summarize the trip?
It was great. Luka scored a lot of buckets.
I beat him in one hole yesterday, golf.
He did, actually. He beat me in one hole yesterday. He made bogey. I made triple bogey. I made triple bogey from 136 in the middle of the fairway. I short-sided myself in the bunker, and then I got it out of the bunker, but not by much. And then I didn't get it on the green, and then I chipped it past the hole, and then I missed the putt coming back. And yeah.
I guess that's impressive since Luka just recently started playing golf, and you've been playing for many years, right?
No, I don't. No, I let him win. It's a confidence thing. But we need him to be at his best when at 7 o'clock at night. So,
not to argue with you, but I don't think you let people win. Your brother didn't let you win when you were a kid, right?
Well, that's why I'm nicer than him. I had learned the hard way, and I got to keep my friends happy.
I'll get one more from basketball on you. Just this game, Indiana, they seemed like they kept playing for 48 minutes, right? Even though you're up by about 19 with 5 minutes left. Did you just have to kind of just carry out the string and get out of here with a win and get on the plane?
Yeah, that's it. Stop. Don't do it. Sorry. Yeah, you know that they're going to play 48 minutes. They're going to play hard. And, yes, thank you. Yes. No, it's not. Yeah, you know that they're going to play 48 minutes and they're going to play hard. Obviously, it's not the season they want to have, the injuries and whatnot, but they're still a good basketball team with good players, and they made it to the finals for a reason.
Jackson finished with his. Knew that. Yep, saw that comment. Jackson finished with his first double-double of the season. Season highs in points and rebounds. Just how fun is it to play with him? It seemed like you guys threw any and every law possible to him tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. Obviously a lob threat, plays hard, so it's fun. It's good to see him out there having fun as well.
What did you think of Brownie tonight?
It's good. Yeah, good minutes. He made one of the biggest shots of the night with the pull up to, I think we were up 13 at the time or something, got it to 15. But he just needs reps. That's it. He played hard, did what he was supposed to do, and was really happy for him.
How have you seen his poise and confidence grow since day one to day whatever this is for him?
Yeah, I mean, he's just gotten better every single day. He don't take no shortcuts. He loves working. He does the right things. Keeps his head down. Don't care about all the noise, and just continues to work and get better every single day. And he also loves to golf, so golf game's gotten a lot better too. So he's just improving. Not you.
Your dad was a college hooper, right? Do you ever play like a pickup run or anything with him as you got?
I've seen him play pickup. He tore his Achilles. So it's the truth. Yeah. He tried to blow by somebody and he was too old. So before that, he was actually hooping though. So he could play. Mom could play. Mom was a bucket. So I guess I learned something from both of them.
And a lot of this we talked about early in the year, but does that kind of strike you thinking about that story when you see them checking in together and they're both contributing to NBA wins?
Yeah, it's still crazy. Yeah, I mean, just interactions they have is you just got to remind yourself that it's his son. It's cool to see them coexist at work, and it's a beautiful thing.